Church, all of our couples are married and Kirsten still don't want that man. I got my notes. I hope y'all got yours. Let's get on into this damn mess. All right, y'all, so jumping right on in. Now listen, to my returning congregation, welcomes, and to all my new people, please make sure to click that subscribe button and also the bell notification so you are notified every time I decide to upload a video. Now, baby, today I feel good and I'm serving y'all Jesus of Nazareth realness in this shirt, okay? I just feel so ethereal and also like a sinner because I'm also serving a side of chest. Baby, I am a sinner saved by Christ. All right, now listen, let's get on into our general couple updates and let's talk about Jasmine and Airris. Now listen, y'all, I was pissed at myself because last week I forgot a point I wanted to make, but listen, this episode in terms of Jasmine and Airris getting married allowed me the ability to circle back, okay? Church, look at your neighbor and say, circle back, okay? So we're going to circle back. So let's talk about her being a preacher's kid and saying divorce is not an option. Listen, y'all contestants on Married at First Sight gonna stop coming on this show talking about divorce is not an option, okay? If you are a preacher's kid and you grew up in the church and you have been taught that divorce is not an option and you are married for life and whatever, then you would not be getting married at first sight, okay? Period. Hard stop. If the damn normal marriage divorce rate is 50%, then the damn married at first sight rate got to be in the damn 80s to 90s, okay? So stop the madness. Oh, that just annoys me every single time I hear people say divorce is not an option. And then when decision day comes, I would like a divorce for 200, Alex. Y'all need to stop. All right. Now moving on with them. She runs a kennel. Listen, Airris, player, I don't know what you're going to do in this situation, all right? I think the saving grace, like, let's take a step back. She said that she got 4 dogs of her own, okay? That's 4 puppies of her own. And then she's also a breeder for golden doodles or some other doodle, or y'all drop down in the comments because I couldn't keep it straight. But she said she got 9 of those, okay? Now, listen, Airris was a mathematician, baby, because he said 9 plus 4 equals 13 on them, baby. And he said 13 dogs. Let me tell y'all something. Airris, I think your saving grace in the situation is that you don't dislike dogs, right? Because it would be a literal no-go if you did not like dogs at all, right? So the fact that you don't dislike dogs, I think is the saving grace. And, you know, y'all could work out the rest of it, okay? Having 13 dogs in the house when you don't even have a dog of your own, I think it could be a bit jarring. Listen, quiet as it's kept, dogs are like children, okay? They always are looking at you. If they don't play among each other, they're always looking at you for attention, looking at you to play with them, looking at you for something, okay? Just sitting there with them damn big ass eyes trying to pull you in, okay, and make you feel bad for putting yourself first that day and not playing with them that much. Now listen, I think in terms of this situation on a long-term basis, y'all are going to have to find a peaceful medium, okay? Because you could be the biggest dog lover in the world. 13 dogs running around in your house is a bit much, okay? So I think a good solution might be for her to kind of distinguish her home life from her business life and maybe invest in some sort of facility that, you know, you can go there and breed the dogs there and they stay there and you have a staff and stuff. I'm not sure in terms of how far along her business is in terms of it being established, but I think definitely for your future longevity in this relationship and for Airris's sanity, you gonna have to invest in some infrastructure so that you don't have 13 dogs at a time running around your damn house stressing Airris out, okay? Now let's move on. Airris's cousin doesn't like her rehearsed answers. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. And I talked about this last week in terms of there always being some sort of family member that, you know, doesn't want the person to get married and say that we can leave now. Y'all could have the best intentions, but it's a moot point, right? If you think about it, it's them two in the marriage in terms of Airris and Jasmine, okay? Yes, you can have your concerns. Yes, you could want the best for your cousin, but you going in already not liking the girl, it does not do anything to help the process at all. And quiet as it's kept, it probably hinders it more than anything, all right? So she's sitting there with Jasmine in terms of Airris's cousin is sitting down with Jasmine and she's saying that the ladies' answers sound rehearsed, okay? Now let's break this down. Whether she stumbled, if the lady stumbled through the answers, you would have said that she's not rehearsed, she doesn't know what she's talking about, she's a con artist, she's a scammer, okay? Because the lady's answers are rehearsed, she a pageant girl, she always knows what to say, okay? Y'all, this is a situation called a catch-22, because no matter how you slice the cake, you are determined not to like this girl, okay? And in the eternal words of my favorite YouTuber, Funky Dineva, do not argue with people who are committed to misunderstanding you, okay? So I'm sure she's gonna have her concerns because that's her cousin and she's gonna want the best for him. But I think, you coming at this girl with the stone face and just not liking her off the jump for no good reason other than she has rehearsed answers and she's eloquent is not really based on anything. And it does more harm than good. Now let's move on to Domynique and Mackinley. And let's talk about this attraction piece. Y'all, I was a bit worried, to be completely honest, in terms of the attraction, right? Yeah, I've watched several seasons of Married at First Sight, and sometimes, to me, when you have an interracial couple, it's because one or more people asked for it or said that they weren't necessarily opposed to it, right? So I was wondering from the get-go whether or not, Mackinley was going to be down for it, or even hell, whether Domynique was going to be down for it. But listen, anybody with eyes could look at Domynique and tell that that lady has some swirlation of her situation going on, okay? When I first saw her, my natural first, instinct, my first response, my first thought was, listen, either her daddy is white or he is a very, very light-skinned black man, because that's the only way you end up with a color like Domynique's off jump, okay? But baby, once I saw that her mama kept her a white stepdaddy, I said, you know what? This is learned behavior, okay? She know this, okay? I ain't got a problem with it, baby. I am down with the swirl. The problem is, I just cannot find the swirl people that want me. All the people that want me end up being black, and I'm not opposed to that, but I'm an equal opportunity employer, and I done got off track. This is not about my damn dating life. But listen, the white rich men's, honey, y'all could drop down in the comments and let me know if you want to be my sponsor. Now let me stop. I need to focus on what's on hand, okay? Because it's a serious topic between the two of them. Okay, so back to them. So once I saw that her mama was down with the swirl, and then she later confirmed that Domynique is biracial, I said, okay, cool. So, she's down with it and he seems to be too. Now listen, before we get to the race conversation, because I really do want to talk about that because it's important, let's talk about this whole age difference. So she's 25, which we learned last time, and Mackinley is 34. Baby, my general rule for dating is plus or minus 5 years. I don't normally go outside of those, parameters, but she said she's used to dating older men because they're a bit more mature, established, and, they know what they want versus the people that are her age. At 25, I would have never dated a 34-year-old. Slept with? Absolutely, okay? Y'all don't judge me for my past. I don't live there no more, but I visit occasionally, okay? Now listen. At 25, maybe I was dipping it and doing it. I wouldn't have dated a 34-year-old man. But if you're used to dating older people, then 34 is not that old. I think that Mackinley kind of has to be more secure in his age thing, because when he started talking about, well, I still feel 25, I was like, listen, this is giving very old man. I'm a little bit, hesitant about my age vibe. So I don't know about that, but listen, she says she's with it and he's okay with it too. So I think that that's fine. Now on to this race conversation. Y'all, was it me or did y'all think that Domynique and Mackinley mama was having two different conversations? Okay, because Domynique was sitting there pouring out her heart to this lady, basically saying that, living in the South is kind of hard for me as kind of, well, she didn't necessarily say that she was biracial at that time. We later found out about that through her mother, but she said, presenting the way that I do, it's been hard for me living in the South, right? And so I would like you to get to know me based on who I am versus how I look, okay? So you would expect somebody to come with, oh my gosh, I think that you're great, I want to get to know you for who you are, that doesn't matter. But the mama says, and I quote, yeah, being married is hard, but yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking, what conversation are we having here? Okay. And the only thing, like, I am not going to call any sort of, a racial or race bias thing over the mother or the family or anything. I truly believe in my heart of hearts, y'all, that the mama did not want the smoke of the race conversation up front, okay? It's like, girl, I just met you today, okay? Let's tackle race relations in a month and a half or so, okay? So I'm not saying that it was wrong for Domynique to bring that up, and I'm not saying that it was wrong for the mother to approach it the way they did, but I just feel like they were having two different conversations. And when you're having two different conversations with people and you're not on the same page, it could never go the way that you want it to, right? Now, on the other hand of the damn coin, right? Or on the other side of the coin, Domynique mama ain't have no problem busting it wide open down to Mackinley when they was having a little one-on-one with the grandmama, okay? That lady said, listen, she is biracial and we are black. Do you have a problem with that? And, he said what he could say, no, I don't have a problem with that. It's great. I'm all for it and stuff like that. What else could he say in the moment? Okay. Like, even if he wasn't okay with it, you gotta go along to get along in that moment. But like I said, he even said, baby, that grandmama Mackinley was okay with it, because the mama said, is your grandmama gonna be okay with it? Because she know, honey, that old people, okay, and possibly old Caucasian people might not feel the same way that the modern day people feel in terms of the interracial swirlation of the marriage situation. Okay, so listen, all we can do, because we don't know Mackinley and his family now, is take them at face value and say that it's okay. But, just from his demeanor, just from his, his adoration and liking of his wife so far, I really don't think it's a problem unless they make it a problem. And quiet as it's kept, listen, in 2023, interracial marriages are a dime a dozen. So I don't really understand the whole big conversation surrounding it. I understand that there are different nuances in terms of, a black relationship and an interracial relationship and, whatever the case may be. But these days, I feel like everybody is swirled up or has been swirled up or is open to the swirlation of the situation. So don't make it a problem unless it has to be one. But I do appreciate Domynique for speaking her truth and trying to make sure that people view her for who she is rather than what she presents as, All right, let's move on to my favorite couple, Teeth and the Gordon's Fishermen, aka Gina and Clint. Now, really not much. I didn't really write much notes for them this episode, y'all. I basically said, let's talk about Gina and her workaholic shop talk. Y'all, I said last week that it was great they had commonality in terms of being business-minded. She has her salon where she, whipping up hair and doing esthetician services and blah, 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 let her tell it. And he has his consulting business, which we still don't know what that is, because consulting is the most confusing career choice in the United States of America, damn near the world, okay? But that man was like, listen, I understand that you are business minded. I understand that that's a piece of who you are. I understand that you're a boss at what you do. But, let me get to know you, okay? Let me get to know you aside from what you do on a 9-to-5 basis, okay? And I don't blame Gina for talking about it. I just really think that when you're getting to know somebody off jump, it can just be a case of nerves, okay? And for most people, what do they talk about when they get in some sort of social situation? Sports, the news, their job. They're relatable topics that you can basically find some commonality with somebody. And did she take it a bit far in terms of going on and on and on about it? Possibly, but like I said, I'm just going to take it as nerves, and Clint needs to be a little bit more understanding. Now, Clint, I'm side-eyeing the hell out you after I saw the damn preview for this season. And if you come for our girl Teeth over her beautiful natural body, we gonna fight. But as for right now, I can only judge you based on the things that I have seen so far. So I still like y'all for right now. Now let's move on to Kirsten and Shaquille. And let's talk about how she gonna tell this lie that she wanted him to ask to kiss her. Girl, stop, okay? Anybody with eyes could see, even from what she said, from the visual in terms of how she interacts with this man, to also what she has said before the wedding, during the wedding, in her confessional. She don't like this man, okay? This man does not fit the ideal, archetype of what she wanted in a husband, okay? And listen, come close, church, because quiet as it's kept, I can't wait to see until Kirsten see Jasmine husband, okay? Because if you think about it, Airris is kind of what she said in terms of what her type is. So this might turn into a bitch stole my husband conversation, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Now listen, She tells this lie to her bridesmaids that she basically turned her head at the altar because she wanted him to ask to kiss her. I don't believe it for a second. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know if you believe it. I don't believe it for a second. I think that when she saw that man coming down, well, no, she walked down the aisle to meet him. So when she saw him at the end of the aisle, she knew that he wasn't what she wanted, okay? And she made a decision in that moment that she was not going to be with it, all right? She had already said before the damn wedding that she wasn't going to let the man tongue kiss her. Then she told the bridesmaids, you know, if he had asked, you know, the probability might have been higher. No, the probability was no, okay? And the thing about it is, he is so... It's like he's starting to put together the pieces, but he still don't have the whole puzzle at this point, okay? He's circling around the issue. He thinks that there's a deeper reason why she don't want to kiss him. Yeah, the deeper reason, baby, is that she don't want you, okay? This is a match based on fringe benefits and potential, okay? The fringe benefits is his education, his job, his personality. Those are the things that can win her over, okay? The attraction piece, she gonna have to decide whether or not that is the be-all and end-all of the situation. And as a person who is foremost in my mind in terms of attraction, I completely understand in terms of her not being completely attracted to this man and that running everything in terms of, you know, how she feels about the situation. Now, I understand we are in Married at First Sight. You're supposed to do different things than you've always done, but it's a human aspect, okay? We like who we like, and sometimes it's hard to get past that. So I'm giving her grace, okay, in terms of her decision. I hope he can win her over. But if not, y'all just need to decide to be friends and create a great friendship bond through this damn season that could potentially turn into something if she could get over her prior conceptions. But Kirsten, just stop lying. Stop lying. I understand you're trying to protect the man's feelings, but you did not turn your head because you was waiting for him to ask to kiss you. That's a lie. That's a lie for 200, Alex. Now let's move on to Nicole and Chris. And let's talk about them being a talkative pair. Now, last week, I think I said that I was afraid that she would run all over him. And I still do feel that to a certain extent in terms of him, you know, being the prototype of the nice man. But they are actually very talkative together, okay? Let me tell y'all a quick story. Back in high school, hell, I knew them from elementary school to high school. I had these twin friends, right? Cameron and Claire. And baby, Cameron and Claire were the type of people that all you had to do was start a subject and they would finish it. They would carry the whole conversation. They would be me and you and everybody else in it, okay? All you had to say was, okay, what? Wow. Like 3 words and you could get through a whole conversation. I'm talking about an hour-long conversation with them holding the whole conversation. And them is the vibes that I am getting from Nicole and Chris, okay? As long as they have each other, they have somebody to talk to. So I think it's great that they found that commonality. And now let's talk about her worries about him being too nice. Listen, I always say that acknowledging and understanding the problem is the first step. Okay, so if you feel that the man is too nice and you don't want him to feel, you know, kind of in a detriment in terms of you not being able to always reciprocate that same energy, I think understanding and approaching the problem and knowing what the problem is the first step to it, okay? And to me, intention is what it's all about. If you intend to be good to this man, if he is good to you, then you're going to do that, okay? So don't put too much stress on yourself and on your situation because you feel like he's so nice and you don't want him to always feel like he's doing everything in the relationship in terms of the nice aspects and you can't reciprocate. Just put your best foot forward and move with that. Now, y'all, I think that's really all I want to talk about on this episode. Not really much happened, to be completely honest. So if you liked what I said, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all social media at DadDamnDasher. And until next time, y'all, let's talk about this conversation of will they consummate or not. Y'all, I'm going to leave y'all with this. I have tried to be a Proverbs 31 virtuous woman and make the men wait. And I have also had sex on the first damn date, okay? And after both of them situations, I still ain't got no damn man. So what does that teach you? Do what you want and let the chips fall where the hell they may. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.